Beauty and the Beast. There were 3 sisters and a father in a humble house in the country. They had once known great riches, but the father's business had failed, and none had lived spare a hard life. 2 of the 3 sisters were darkly discontent. They muttered day and night about the unfair lot. The third daughter, the youngest, was different. She did not mutter. She sang. Her name was Beauty. One day, good news arrived. A ship thought lost at sea sailed into port, and it was a cargo belonging to Beauty's father. The cargo would restore to all his lost riches. The 2 eldest daughters were overjoyed, and having riches for all that mattered to them. Beauty was happy too, but her happiness was for her father, who could once again stand tall. The father asked each of the daughters what they might bring her for the port. The eldest daughter asked for emerald necklaces, but the youngest wanted only a rose. Winter has been so long, she said, so her father promised her a rose. But alas, there was tragedy. When Beauty's father arrived at the port, all his cargo had been stolen. He had left with nothing. He faced a long journey home, deep in the forest. Blizzard set upon him. He became lost. His horse guided him to the stone castle wood, and the poor man stumbled inside, fell on the floor, and slept. When he awoke, Beauty's father found a great banquet spread before him, and he ate and ate. Then he discovered a chamber bed covered with 4 blankets, and he slept again. The next day, the blizzard had passed. The Beauty's father set out of the home. Riding away from the castle, he saw a single rose blooming in a garden, and he cut it. There erupted such a sound as to nearly stop the man's heart beating, and a terrible beast was upon him. I gave you food and shelter, snarled the beast, and you agreed to cut away my rose. Shrinking, his father told the beast of his long journey and his youngest daughter, who had asked for nothing but a rose. I'm very sorry, said Beauty's father. I owe you my life. That you do, said the beast, and from day forward you will remain here and be my servant. But my daughters will be lonely without me, cried the father, and the beast, who knew loneliness better than the father would ever understand, fell silent. Finally, he said, I will allow you to be master of your house, but in return you must send one of your daughters to me to be my servants to the end of her days. There is no father in honor, and the word Allah would sacrifice. Her daughters were to be a beast, and the father was no different. He returned home to tell the daughters that they must live without him. But the youngest refused to lose her father for a rose, and she insisted that she herself would go. Beauty was sure that one day the beast would release her, and somehow she would let her father believe it. She believed her to be the beast. Beauty had prepared herself. Terribleness, and then looked at her hand. She did not tremble. She began to story Beauty and the Beast. The beast was kind to her. She wore the loveliest gowns, had to eat the finest food, and never once asked her to serve. Mornings, the beast walked her to the gardens and named the birds and flew there. Evenings, and read from her book of sonnets. And every day, he asked her if she was happy. I'm happy, she always answered. One day, the beast asked her to marry him. Then the beast said sadly, I cannot marry you, for I do not love you. And sadly, the beast accepted her answer. That night, Beauty had a dream that her father, sick and worried for her, had become ill. She and the beast let her go home. No, he roared. For the first time, Beauty drew away from him. But because he did love her, the beast, and let her go, she promised it would return. He did not believe her. Gratefully, Beauty went home, nursed her father back to health. Then one night, he dreamed of the beast laying dying. In the morning, she rode hard to the stone castle. When Beauty arrived, it seemed everything was dying. She found the Beast lying in the garden, and too was nearly dead. Beast, she whispered. She looked into his terrible face. She could not imagine life without him. I love you, she said. The moment she spoke the words, Beast gave a terrible shudder, and at once transformed into a beautiful young man. No, cried Beauty. Where is my Beast? The young man smiled and spoke to her softly. Your love has broken the spell. I am Beast no more. Beauty looked in her eyes, and she knew her Beast in a lover form, her dear Beast. He told her father that once began a young prince living in the father's kingdom. When he refused to marry the daughter of a wicked witch, the witch cast a spell on him, trapped him in his ugliness and loneliness. The spell could not be broken only by love. The miracle is that it was.